recognized symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
It's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright. Oh, hey, excuse me there. Piz out here for Retro Wrestling Night, and just finished watching WWE's SummerSlam 2011, and I have for you my review and recap of the night's matches. So without further ado, I'm going to dive right into it. SummerSlam, of course, is one of WWE's big four pay-per-views. Arguably, maybe even the second biggest pay-per-view of the year for them. However, they seemingly didn't do very much to get that match over, or to get that pay-per-view over. They've sort of sold it on the strength of one match, and that is CM Punk versus John Cena with Triple H as the guest referee. And I kind of, I don't know, I had some misgivings about that match. I kind of thought I knew how that match was going to go. Luckily, it did not go that way, but we'll get to that later. Only 6 matches to talk about, which I thought there were only going to be 4, but I guess they added a couple at the last second to pad out the timing. The first match, ostensibly total filler, I thought when I first was watching it. It's a 6-man tag. You've got Kofi Kingston, Rey Mysterio, John Morrison versus The Miz, R-Truth, and ADR. The relevance, this whole 6-man tag was for one reason, and that was to add some heat to Rey Mysterio. They just kept talking about how good Mysterio looked, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. The whole match was just about them talking about Rey Mysterio looking good, and I kind of thought, I had a few things crossed my mind that we'll talk about a little bit later. Kofi, Rey, and John Morrison won the match. It was more or less filler, like I said, just to add some heat to Rey Mysterio. Nothing to write home about. Typical Raw starting match of the night. Nothing really there. Match number 2, you've got Sheamus versus Mark Henry in the, how long has Mark Henry been in the WWE? Let's just say 10 years, the ongoing 10-year experiment that the WWE has been conducting to try and get Mark Henry over, with not so good results. I think Mark Henry's got some dirt on the McMahons or something. To keep him around, to keep giving him these pushes with little productivity in the end. Anyway, I like this match for Sheamus. Sheamus is getting some heat behind him. He's got the crowd behind him. He's got a little bit of a babyface thing going on here. The match was hilarious. The first 5 minutes of it was just so awkward with Sheamus trying to, it was like Sheamus trying to wrestle a big inanimate rock in the middle of the ring. It just was not going too well. Sheamus did all the work. He did his best. Decent match. Ends in a count out. Sheamus gets thrown through the barricade outside the ring by Mark Henry. Gets counted out. Mark Henry, whatever. I'm guessing we're going to see more Sheamus, Mark Henry in the future. Match number 3, Killi versus Beth Phoenix for the Divas title. A lot better match than I thought it was going to be. I thought Beth Phoenix was just going to come out. It was going to be a 5-minute, Beth Phoenix just kicking Killi's ass. Killi actually wins, and it actually turned out to be a fairly decent match. It looks like Beth Phoenix is going to take the spot of the uber heel in replace of Karma, who's having a baby or had a baby. Not sure how that went. Got to see Mouth of the South Jimmy Hart after that match with R-Truth. A nice little funny moment, them backstage talking. Then we saw Wade Barrett versus Daniel Bryant. Decent match. Nothing that really sort of caught my eye. Both of them good wrestlers, both good technicians. Wade Barrett won. Nothing really to write home about in that match. Match 5, Christian Orton for the SmackDown Championship. Christian comes out, he starts promoing, and Edge comes out and basically just talks about how Christians fall from grace, how, the Christian heel turn and yada yada yada, then leaves. Orton comes out. Fairly good match. It was a no disqualification match, a street fight, anything goes, whatever. Kendo sticks, garbage cans, chairs, yada, yada, yada. We've seen this match a million times before, it seems like. Hopefully this is the last time we see Christian and Orton. Of course, Orton wins. That was not a surprise at all. As I said, decent match. Nothing we've really not seen before. Both good wrestlers. Both guys that can tell good stories. Just the same old pretty much. And then finally, match 6 of the night. The one we all, if you bought this pay-per-view, this was the reason. Punk versus Cena with Triple H as the referee. My thought behind this was going to be, okay, the fix is in, the screw job is in. Triple H and Cena are going to work in some sort of cahoots. They're going to screw over. They're going to screw over Punk, and then that'll lead to a Punk Triple H feud. Yada yada yada. Didn't go that way. Went a very, very strange way. Seemed like a very, very truncated match. Didn't last very long, it seemed like. Punk beats Cena, but Cena puts his foot on the rope. Triple H counts, taps 3. Didn't see the foot on the rope. Punk is the undisputed champion. I'm thinking, okay, what are they going to do? They going to restart this match? You know, why? But then Cena leaves, and Cena leaves the ring, walks backstage. Triple H offers to shake Punk's hand. He's doing the honorable thing, it seems like. Punk refuses to shake his hand. There seems to be some sort of respect created between the two of them, even though he refuses to shake Triple H's hand. Applauding all the way. Triple H is walking back to backstage. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Kevin Nash appears in the ring. Jackknife powerbombs CM Punk. I'm not kidding. Jackknife powerbombs CM Punk. ADR comes out, cashes in Money in the Bank, and beats CM Punk for the championship. ADR, Alberto Del Rio, is our new WWE Championship, and it makes sense considering that tomorrow night on Raw, we're going to have Alberto Del Rio versus Rey Mysterio for that title, and we're going to go into a Rey Mysterio ADR program, which has, according to what I've read, been in the works for a while. But Kevin Nash, out of nowhere, Kevin Nash just sort of appeared in the ring, powerbomb CM Punk. ADR comes out, so I mean that's the whole purpose of that 6-man tag at the beginning. To put some heat behind Rey Mysterio, and I knew sort of at that point, okay, so what's going to happen to get ADR the belt at the end of the night for him to come cash in that Money in the Bank. I kind of saw that coming. Did not see Kevin Nash showing up. Did not see didn't see that match between Cena and Punk ending the way that it did. It ended so abruptly. It ended. You know, it seemed like to me the match lasted all of about 10 to 15 minutes, and nothing really happened. I mean, of course, you know, Punk hit Cena with his finisher, Cena kicked out. Cena hit Punk with his finisher, Cena kicked out. Cena put Punk in the STFU a couple of times, and Cena got out of it, and it was kind of a nothing match. It didn't seem to matter. It seems like just as they were beginning to build something. Because at that point it was a very unemotional kind of match. It was very sort of mat oriented, the two of them putting each other in submission holds and stuff, and then all of a sudden finally you know, Punk gave him the go to sleep. He wrapped him up. Cena put his foot on the ropes, counted him 3. Triple H didn't see the foot on the ropes. I'm thinking, okay, what's going to happen now? They're going to start the match over. What kind of BS are they going to cook up here to start this thing over again? But it didn't go that way. And Kevin Nash, I'm wondering what's going to go on with Kevin Nash here in the future. I don't know. I was rolling when I recognized Kevin Nash. I just started cracking up, and then he power bombed he powerbombed Punk, and I was like, okay, where's ADR? Boom, here comes ADR, and new champion ADR. So just the weirdest pay-per-view I think I've ever seen from the WWE. I mean, for one of their big pay-per-views, it just really was just so odd. I mean, the reason you bought this pay-per-view was for Cena Punk. And I mean, I was expecting a Cena Punk Money in the Bank type match, just back and forth, and you know, with the screw job at the end, but that didn't happen. So I don't know, weird. I'm not sure if you spent the 40, 50, however much it was for the pay-per-view, I'm not sure if I would be too pleased with that. But anyway, I'm gonna finish this up. My camera's dying. Very, very weird pay-per-view, SummerSlam 2011 from WWE. Not quite sure what to make of it. Interested to hear what you guys have to say about it. So yeah, so all right, you guys take it easy. This was Piz Alpha Retro Wrestling Night. Peace.